Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today and learning about your role as a group leader. My name is Tiffany and I'm the regional liaison for your area and main point of contact for Wreaths across America. Anytime you have questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help. You can reach me by phone, through text, or by email. You can find my contact information at the bottom of every email that I send you. I'm always happy to help and look forward to helping you make your fundraising efforts a success this year. Each year, Wreaths Across America announces a theme to inspire all of us to remember, honor, and teach. This year's theme is Find a Way to Serve. We hope you all find ways to get involved in your own communities to serve in small ways that can make a big impact. Stay tuned for details about a new educational curriculum that we will be launching soon. Locations and groups have different purposes. How do sponsorship groups and locations work together, you might ask? Think of the location, aka the cemetery, as a funnel. The more sponsorship groups feeding into the funnel, the broader your reach and the more likely you are to fully cover that cemetery. And that's the ultimate goal, is to remember and honor each veteran. As you reach out to your local community and talk with people about what you're doing and why, invite others to sign up as a sponsorship group. Anyone can get involved. Individuals, families, friends, organizations, and businesses can all become sponsorship groups. If there's a large business that would like to become a corporate sponsor, let me know and I'll connect them with our corporate team. The more people you get involved in the mission, the bigger the impact you will make within your local community. Developing a strong network of support within your community will help ensure that every veteran laid to rest at your local cemetery receives a remembrance wreath this December. If you know other organizations that would like to get involved, let them know about the different group plans that they could choose from. Locations receive 3 wreaths for every 2 wreaths sponsored through a group on the 3 for 2 plan. A $5 back group receives $5 back for every paid wreath sponsorship. This can be a nice fundraising opportunity for their organization and allows them to sponsor veterans wreaths while also giving back to your local community. A no plan group helps to cover the Wreaths Across America overhead. This is a wonderful way to support the behind the scenes work at headquarters. Your sponsorship goal is linked to the Wreath-O-Meter on your group page. It turns green as wreaths are sponsored for your group, making it a great tool to keep your community engaged and motivated to sponsor wreaths. You can adjust this goal at any time during the year throughout your account dashboard by going to the Registration to Do section. Collecting sponsorships for veterans wreaths can be easy. The quickest and easiest way to promote your Wreaths Across America efforts is by sharing the direct link to your sponsorship group with anyone you think who might want to support the mission. Sharing it on social media is also a great idea. If you hold a Facebook fundraiser, be sure to fill out our Facebook fundraiser notification form so that your group and location receive the proper credit for those donations. Live Facebook events are another way to highlight your local veterans and families in your community who support the mission of Wreaths Across America. Local businesses who support veterans might also want to get involved. Contact your local Chamber of Commerce to see which local businesses support veterans organizations. Then contact them to see how they might like to get involved. If any of these businesses would like to get involved on a greater scale, such as a corporate group or a trucking partner, please contact them. Please connect them with me through email and I will have the corporate team or the logistics team reach out to them directly, depending on their level of interest. You might also consider reaching out to local corporate retailers such as Kohl's, Walmart, or Lowe's about getting a grant. If you apply for any grants, be sure to complete our grant notification form so that your group and location get the proper credit for those donations. For help filling out grant forms, send an email to grants@reatsacrossamerica.org. In-person fundraising events can also be very successful. Some ideas could include hosting a cornhole or golf tournament. With permission from management, you could also set up a table outside your local grocery store to collect donations. Car washes, bake sales, raffles, and silent auctions are also good to consider. Hand out IOU cards to veterans and active duty personnel all year long. This is a great way to seize the moment and show your appreciation by simply saying thank you. You can find these on our Wreaths Across America online store. Also check out the Wreaths Across America online store for items that you can use at any fundraising events. Donors may sponsor wreaths either online or by mailing a check to Wreaths Across America. It's very important to know that your group will only receive credit for donations made through your group. To sponsor Reits online through your group, use and share the direct link to your group page, which is simply www.reitsacrossamerica.org, followed by a / and then your group ID. If your group is on the 3-for-2 plan or we are running a promotional campaign, the additional Reits match will be applied internally after your order processes. Donors will simply select the number of $15 veteran Reits they wish to donate, and the additional Reits will be added to the details of their order on the Wreath Count report in your account dashboard following the order. Online orders are generally visible on your Wreath Count report within 24 to 48 hours. To mail donations for your groups, first convert any cash to a check or money order. Then include a Wreath sponsorship order form with each check, or complete a tally sheet in lieu of the Wreath sponsorship form if you are sending multiple checks in one envelope. Mail checks with forms to the address listed in the top right corner of the Wreath sponsorship order form. We recommend making copies of everything prior to sending in and getting tracking information to confirm the delivery of your funds. Please note, checks must be made payable to Reits across America, and order forms must include your group ID and location ID of the cemetery that you support. Mailed orders are generally visible on your Wreath Count report within 3 to 4 weeks. Mailed orders sent in during our busy season from October to January do have longer processing times and may take longer to show in your reports. The Volunteer Handbook is an excellent resource for you and will give you the tools needed to plan ahead and prepare for a smooth Wreath Day. It can be found on our volunteer resource page by going to the main Wreaths Across America website, clicking on the menu, then going down to Location Groups Resources and selecting Download Group Materials. In the next few slides, we'll touch on some of the highlights from the handbook, but I do encourage you to take the time to read through it and reach out with any additional questions. Grave-specific requests are accepted at select participating locations nationwide and allow donors to sponsor a wreath to be placed on their specific loved one's grave. Donors may place the grave-specific wreath themselves or request to have a volunteer place it for them. Grave-specific requests are only accepted online. Donors should select the grave-specific option when sponsoring wreaths online through your Wreaths Across America group page. They will need to provide their loved one's name and where they are located within the cemetery. After their order is processed, their loved one will be added to the grave-specific list for that location for placement on Wreath Day. If you have a donor who is unable to donate online and must pay with a check, please reach out to the volunteer location coordinator for the cemetery and ask if they are willing to accommodate that grave-specific request. If you use sponsorship forms to collect grave-specific information, include a note stating that these requests have already been recorded or reported to the volunteer coordinator. If you do not do this step, it will slow down the processing of the order. After you send it in, you will need to manually add each one of the grave-specific to the grave-specific report found on your account dashboard by clicking the plus sign in the bottom right corner of that report. Planning the wreath laying ceremony is a lot of work. Each location has 2 volunteer location coordinators who work year-round to make it a memorable event for all who attend. If your sponsorship group would like to get involved and help with planning or volunteer on Wreath Day, be sure to contact the volunteer location coordinator to offer your assistance. Some things they may need help with include the planning of the ceremony program, setting up on Wreath Day, directing traffic, passing out wreaths to anyone who attends and wants to participate, placing grave-specific requests for those who aren't able to attend, and leaving the cemetery clean after the event. It's important to know that all wreaths are passed out to anyone who shows up and would like to help lay wreaths. They are not set aside for individual donors or sponsorship groups unless they are sponsored as grave-specific requests online or manually entered to the grave-specific request report. We appreciate all that you do as a volunteer and want to make your job easy, so we've created templates to help along the way. You can find all of the Wreaths Across America approved order forms, documents, marketing materials, logos, press releases, and account dashboard tutorials on the volunteer resource page. If you want to customize an image or document, Wreaths Across America must approve it prior to any printing or distribution. You can just email me the draft and I'll reach out to our communications team for approval. If you create a QR code to put on your marketing materials, be sure that it links to your sponsorship group page so that you receive credit for the orders. If you need help with this, just let me know. Connecting with Wreaths across America online is a great way to stay informed about events, fundraising ideas, and more. If you haven't already joined the private Facebook group for group leaders, I encourage you to do so. You'll find the direct link to it in your registration confirmation email. Social media can be a great tool for sharing the mission of Wreaths across America to remember, honor, and teach. We recommend contacting Samantha Gatcomb, our social media pro. She'll help you create a Facebook page for your group so it's easier for your supporters to search for and find. She can be contacted best through email at sgatcomb@wreathsacrossamerica.org. There are a few do's and don'ts for social media. Do share stories about your local heroes being honored or celebrated, whether it's to thank them for their service or to wish them a happy birthday. Don't share stories that are political or religious, even when it's good news. It creates opportunity for people to share disagreements, which takes away from the mission of Wreaths Across America. Just remember, we're here to remember our fallen veterans, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. Your social media posts should be in line with these 3 things. Some examples of content that you can share on social media are graphics that we've included in newsletters or in the private Facebook group, pictures of your group or location working hard to share the mission of Wreaths Across America within your community, or news articles and videos about Wreaths Across America. If you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to visit the Wreaths Across America channel on YouTube to see some of our new videos that you could share to help inspire your supporters. When you invite supporters to sponsor Veterans Wreaths, you should always share the direct link to your group page so that you can get credit for your efforts. Wreaths Across America Radio is a great way to hear informational and inspiring content about members of the United States Armed Forces, their families, military veterans, and volunteers throughout the country and overseas who support the mission to remember, honor, and teach. If you haven't tuned in yet, I encourage you to check it out. And if you have ideas to share with them or any special requests, you can email them at WAA Radio@reitsacrossamerica.org. To provide you with help all year round, we have the country split into regions with a regional liaison that oversees each area. I oversee Region 5 and am your main point of contact for Wreaths Across America. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime you have questions. I'm always happy to help. And here is our locations and groups team. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today and for working hard to share the mission of Wreaths Across America within your local community. Have a great week.